Well, good morning, folks. It is 7:20, February 17th, and we are heading out to check a trap line. To be honest, I didn't film me putting everything up yesterday because, quite frankly, it's pretty monotonous and everything that I'm doing with that. Meaning, it's pretty much all the same stuff. But I figured it'd be a better day just to go ahead and show y'all the actual trap line checking day, explain why I did what I did on those successful catches and even the ones that aren't. These traps are on a piece of public, and we're going to do what we can to try to help some turkeys out at least. Try to get some of these coons and possums out of here in this general area. I'm really just focusing on some specific areas that have higher turkey density than some portions of this particular management area. But we'll do what we can and try to at least get one or two less things trying to eat these turkeys and their turkey eggs out of the woods. We just got to our first trap line spot. We got 3 traps down in this creek bed. I'm going to call for 2, maybe not 3, but I think 2 out of these 3 traps are going to be full of some. Let's go find out. Trap door is shut. What we got? Targeted species 100%. Thank you, Lord. Our morning is starting off great. The very first trap we come up on today, and we've got us the #1 target, #1 nest predator, big old coon. The reason I set up in this particular area is just the terrain in itself is most ideal for coons and possums. Right here close to a creek bed, it's just a little bottleneck of a drainage, and it's got pines on both sides, so it really funnels them in on an edge here. I'm only 30 yards from the edge of the pines and about 80-90 yards from the actual creek itself, which is where my other trap is set up. When I trap, I like wearing safety glasses because you're shooting so close. There's always a slight chance that you could have some kind of residue fly up and hit you in your eye. It's very unlikely, but better to be safe than having stuff in your eye that you don't want from this coon in your eye. Hopefully y'all can see that good on the camera. But that is a beautiful hide coon. I mean, nice thick winter coat, real nice tail on him. Big old boar coon. I can't see yet what it is, but I see the door is shut. Another coon. Look at that. Not even 90 yards apart from each other. Look at that coat on him. It's almost black. Thing about this setup here, you see this little stream just moving right along from the rainwaters we had. And the creek is right there. Besides the creek funneling the coons right along the edge, when night falls, the scent was going to come down out of the trap besides what I had already put on the ground there. And the thermals pulling from the stream, it's going to take it all the way across this whole opening here. So if a coon came down right all the way to the water's edge, he's still going to be able to catch wind of it, follow it up, just like we got. Just like how we did the other one, we're going to pull them off of the trap site, put them on the other side, about 15-20 feet over. We'll dispatch them there, set the trap back. It's a smaller coon than what the first one was, probably this year's crop, so to speak, but he's got a really, really dark pelt, almost black, but he's still coon, still nest predator. Now there's one less. One thing to always make sure of when you're setting a cage trap, when you get it set up, push your hand all through the trap before you get to the trigger, just to make sure the trap isn't going to wiggle around. If it does, just grab the trap by its sides rake it back and forth in the ground, which will also help to get some debris in the trap to cover up the actual trap itself so you don't feel that cold touch of that metal at night. But it'll rake it, put some brush in there, and it'll get it leveled out in itself. And then as you can see, I'm pressing all in here and this trap ain't moving. We got our marshmallows, and remember, these are nest predators. This is the whole reason we're doing this, to manage that predator-prey balance. I like turkeys way more than I like raccoons and possums, though I like to see both of them. So we have to do this responsibly, take the right amount of numbers, but we're gonna stick these marshmallows down into the trap here, kind of give it that visual. We'll put the marshmallows down in there to have a visual for them, nice and white, plus it of course has its own scent. We got some cheap Dollar General cat food here. Put 2 nice handfuls in there. Really, you could go for 1 handful. I just like using 2 just to feel like I'm adding some extra scent in there. And then we're going to take a handful, put a little bit of a sprinkle right inside the trap, right here on the outside, and then do just a little toss of some coming across. And then we'll shuck some down the way there, same on that side. And now the final good touch, we've got some peanut butter. Just break a stick off, get a nice swig of it here, actually a little more than that. Get about, oh yeah, get about that nice chunk right there. And we're gonna stick that back here in the back of the trap. And one thing I like to do just for a little extra is get a stick with a little dab of it, not much at all, just a little dab, and actually set it right here on the edge of this little stream that's flowing down to the creek. Has officially reset. First 2 traps, 2 coons, both of them boars. This one here is about 50 yards roughly from a creek edge. It's not even really a creek edge, I take that back. It's more just a little small hardwood bottom. It's like a little block of it. I really don't even know what you want to call it, because it's got a bunch of hardwoods in it, but it's maybe only 3 acres big. And that's it, and it's surrounded by pines. It's not like a little swamp bottom or nothing. It's just like a pretty little hardwood, but we got it set up on the edge of that. And these pines here along this fire break. And just as I expected to catch in this particular spot, we've got us a possum. Now possums, just like coons, are also major nest predators, so this is going to be one less nest predator to worry about in this area. But I will say, we're going 3 out of 4 traps, we got something. That's good, but that's also bad, because that's really good odds in this small area that I'm in right now. So we're going to reset this trap and try to get a few more out of here. Now, contrary to what people think about possums, they are a nest predator, a very aggressive one, just like coons. Matter of fact, they come in number 2 of nest predators. First you have coons, then you have possums. And I think number 3 is skunks, I believe, but they have a very, very soft pelt. Now that's going to be 1 less. There's a small little creek bottom. It's only about 80 yards wide. We got a trap about 20 yards in, so let's go see if we got anything in it. Yep, we do. We got us another possum. Just had a bobcat run across the trail here. I sent one into him. He was about 60 yards from me, and I'm using open sight 22 here, little plank master, but I put it right. He was quartering away from me pretty good, and he just turned and looked back at me, and I put it just behind the shoulder on top of his back, and I shot, and he jumped up and mule kicked about 3 feet in the air, took off. I sent another one to him, but I'm pretty sure I missed him with that one. But I looked for blood and did not find any blood at all, which I didn't expect to with just the little 22 round, and really no telling where exactly I hit him. But I mean, I imagine I hit him good the way he jumped up and mule kicked. But I looked around for 10-15 minutes just trying to find any little speck of blood, and he ran into the thickest of thick junk. So prayerfully he's dead and not going to suffer, but I think I made a good shot on him. I felt really good, was real steady, and the way he reacted to that shot, I think we got him good. So that's awesome. I really wish I could have got him, like, to, you know, recover him, but hey, at least we're taking out a bobcat. I mean, dang, not too often to get an opportunity at those when they're in season, but we just did, and I'm pretty sure we got him. That's a big time turkey predator, right? Oh, everything predator there. Rolling up on trap number 7 here. I think it's number 7. And the door is shut. What do we got? We got us a coon. We're coming up on trap number 9 now, I believe. Got us another possum. Coming up on trap number 13 here. The door is shut, but there's nothing in it. Huh. And it's been moved around. Well, what I think happened there, because all the kibble that I had on the ground here, the little stick of peanut butter, it's gone. And obviously the trap has been, moved all over the place, because all that disturbance there and there, I didn't do all that. The only bait that's left is just what's right there at the end. But I think what happened is probably a coon came up here, a good sized one, more than likely, and maybe he hit the trap, set it off, and then just started pushing it around, getting what he could. But I'm going to change this trap out, put a big one here, and yeah, then we'll see what tomorrow's got. We've got our data collected here. Management area's name is under here, which of course I can't show you. But we got our data collected. We're about to get them all cleaned up. Coming up on trap number 1. And I see the door is shut. I can't see what's in it yet. We got us another coon. Man, that is a tank of a coon. That's way bigger than the one I think from yesterday. He has got a big old head on him. Body's big. I mean, that is a big old daggum coon. Alright, well, first trap. We got a coon again, and this one just like we did yesterday, and another big boar. I've seen some good sized coons, killed some good ones, but I mean, shoot, that one I killed yesterday morning right here in this same trap, he was just over 12 pounds. But this one here, I think he's going to beat that on the weight size and maybe even the length size. Another successful catch in this trap, 2 days in a row. Really good sized coon. Hopefully we'll be saving some poults taking this old coon out. I ain't holding them far from me either, y'all see. That is a really, really good sized coon. Big old boar. Beautiful pelt on them. Really, really nice coon. I know checking the trap line type video isn't quite the most exciting type of videos, but for y'all that are still watching, I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you can keep up with all the rest of the videos that I drop, because we got spring turkey season coming up here real soon. This morning is definitely way slower than what yesterday was, but coming up to the next trap now. This trap we're coming up to now was the one yesterday that was moved around and set off. So I replaced it with a bigger trap. And door shut. What we got? Got a coon or a possum? I think it's a possum. No, it's a coon. Yep. Thankfully, just like I said yesterday, with that trap being moved like it was, I knew whatever had moved it was going to come back. So I replaced it with that bigger trap, and sure enough, we got what I believe is the culprit. One thing to keep note of when you shoot a coon or a possum, they are going to move a lot right after you shoot them. You might think that you're making them suffer and that they ain't dead, but I assure you, you get a good clean headshot on them, they're going to be kicking around all over the place, practically standing up on their head. They're going to move a lot for about 15 seconds roughly, give or take. But that's simply just, for whatever reason, with coons and possums, their nerves start going crazy as soon as you shoot them. Now with a skunk, I've personally never had the opportunity to kill a skunk, but if you're going to shoot a skunk, actually don't shoot it in the head, because if you do, it's going to spray. If you put a well-placed shot right behind the shoulder, in the lungs, heart, it's going to, of course, kill the skunk, be very ethical, and it will also prevent them from spraying in comparison to you shooting them in the head and all of those muscles just contracting, relaxing, and just spraying it out. So, a little tip of advice for you there, but rest assured, if you never shot a coon or a possum, you shoot them in the head, nice, good, clean shot, they're going to move a lot, about 15 seconds. Just don't worry about it, though. They're dead. And also make sure, before you reach your hand there to grab them, that they are dead, because the last thing you want is that you didn't make a good shot and that joker spin around and grab hold to you. Always wait till they are completely done moving. Make sure you check for signs of breathing or anything like that before you stick your hand in. Oh yeah, another boar. Another boar. Not as big as the first one, but still a very nice sized coon. Reset, ready to go. We're about to the last part of the line here. I've got two traps down on this little creek bed, and then about a quarter mile down the creek bed I've got another trap, which is the last one of the day. So these last three traps, hopefully we got at least one coon out of them. Dadgummit. Another door shut, and the trap moved around. I did not have it facing that way. I had it facing towards me. I see some little coon tracks here in the mud too, and it's actually walking right down to the next trap, which is only about 30 yards, so maybe that one's got one. The door is shut. And I see coon tracks right here going right to it, and the door is shut. Oh yeah. Thank you, Lord. Another really good coon. Another successful trap. One less turkey nest predator I have to worry about. Before I can't express to you how much I really don't want to be out here in this rain. But as Ronnie Coleman says, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy! Yeah, buddy! It's on now.
And because I'm sure some of y'all are going to ask, these yellow gloves, they're those yellow dish gloves. They're really good for when you're trapping out here in a rainy day and you're messing with a lot of rainy traps and wet, nasty smelling critters because they're soaking wet. And you got to do touch screen on your phone or anything like that. They're really good for that because then you can just take them off, you know, when you have dry hands. And you could say, oh, well, just bring a rag with you. Well, I got a rag with me, but sometimes it just doesn't do the trick because I need a rag to clean off the phone screen. This first trap we're coming up on is the one that's been 2 for 2. Let's see if we're 3 for 3. The door is shut, and it looks like we got a possum in there. One thing about big creek bed systems like this, especially when it's limited in its size, you're going to have a lot of these nest predators, just predators in general and critters in general, but especially coons and possums really working all up and down this thing. So there's no telling how many come up and down through here, but one thing's for sure, there is a total of 4 less that are crawling through here right now. So, well, about to be 4. It's been 3, but about to be 4. Let's see what trap number 3 has got for us today. This is one of the small traps, but this is where I caught a possum first day. So really it was a possum set to begin with. I expected to catch a possum when I put it out, and I caught one. So let's see if we caught another possum. We've got another possum. Trap number 3, we got the second nest predator of the day. I'm telling you, this little section here is really producing. We're definitely going to have to come back and put some traps here when we come back out on Friday. Regardless, we've got 2 additional nest predators out of the equation for this area. Trap number 4 and 5 was a bust. We're coming up to trap number 6 and 7 now. This coon has got this cage not only thrown about 2 feet from where it was, got it sitting on the side and all in the mud now. They ain't as pretty as they are when they're dry, but we got us a nice coon, first coon of the day, and it's a female. First female so far on the trap line in general over the last 3 days. All the rest have been males. So I see a door shut. But do we have whatever it is? And we do. What do we got? Another possum? Or is that a coon? No, we got a coon. He's sleeping. We're going to put him out while he's sleeping. Thank you, Lord. That's exactly, quite honestly, I wish I could get every single one of them like that. He was curled up, just sleeping in a ball. And it took me a minute to get my angle right because I wasn't able to put the gun right over the trap because it was going to wake him up because of the way I was having to lean over right by him. So I had to do it from the side. And the way he was curled up with his head, you know, to make sure it was perfect right center skull. Took me a second, but I mean, that was perfect. Thank you, Lord. I wish I could have all of them like that, where I could just walk up to them when they're sleeping in there and put them out. Animal's not stressed out at all. No type of adrenaline dump into the meat or anything like that. Another male and another apex nest predator out of the equation. You know, some people don't think about it, but when you think coons, you oftentimes think about ground nesting birds and turkeys especially. But a coon, one this size and especially bigger, can easily take out a newborn fawn whenever the mother is off feeding. If he comes up on that fawn bedded down, I mean, the fawn's half their size already. So that's nothing for these coons to jump on, and they absolutely will. And then, of course, if a turkey is on the nest, he'll jump on the hen turkey. You got a cottontail with a nest and a hole, he'll get the baby cottontails out of it. They're predators just like anything else. They just aren't taking down full-grown deer. But they're absolute in their abilities, and we just took another one out of the equation. Getting down to the last 4 traps now. This spot has 2. This is the newer spot where 2 nights ago I set the trap. We caught the coon that we saw yesterday morning, and we had the other trap that was pushed around and moved, and I replaced it with the bigger trap. So we've got the 2 big traps down here, and it's down in this creek bed with a lot of coons sign. So there's a good chance we'll have 2. We might have a double, or we might have 1, or we might have none. I don't know. Trap's right there, and the door is shut. And we got us a possum. We're getting towards the end of our trap line for today. We have 2 more traps to check. It's been a rainy, wet morning, as y'all know, but we have our 5th nest predator of the day, a possum. This will be 3 possums so far, 2 coons. We still have 2 more traps to check, but even if this is the last one for today, it has been a great morning. That's gonna be a wrap for today. We're about to head on home, get these critters cleaned up. Got to work tomorrow, won't be getting home till late, so I ain't gonna be able to set any traps tomorrow. But rest assured, Friday, 2 days from now, we're gonna be right back at it, setting all these traps back up, trying to get on some more turkey nest predators and try to make somewhat of a difference for this coming nesting season to these local flocks of turkeys that are in this general area here. I'm doing what I can as a one-man army.